A Russian Su-25 attack aircraft collided with a drone while flying missions over the Donetsk region. The dossier of the spy telegram channel reported this. It is reported that the aircraft belonged to one of the 960th Assault Aviation Regiment, Military Unit 75387, Primorsko-Akhtarsk. During a combat mission over the Donetsk region, the Su-25 collided with a Russian Zala reconnaissance drone. The impact hit the nose of the attack aircraft, damaging the cockpit windows and avionics unit. According to the dossier of the spy channel, the pilot was not injured and landed the combat vehicle at the base airfield. The damage to the aircraft is not serious, at least visually, and the airfield's maintenance department can probably repair it. Aircraft collisions with drones are not uncommon. However, given the heavy air traffic of drones over the front line, similar situations have already occurred. For example, in January 2024, a Ukrainian FPV drone almost collided with a Russian Su-25, and later, in June, a similar incident occurred involving a Ukrainian DJI Mavic. It is reported that during the full-scale stage of the Russo-Ukrainian War, the Russian aerospace forces irretrievably lost about 31 Su-25s. On December 18th, the Russians announced the loss of a K-52 Alligator attack helicopter with its crew. Russian military bloggers, in their typical manner, immediately claimed friendly fire from their own air defense. The Ukrainian armed forces destroyed a column of Russian armored vehicles during an attempted assault on the Vremivka direction. Recently, near Novyi Komar, the occupiers launched an assault on Ukrainian positions with a column of 3 tanks and an infantry fighting vehicle carrying troops. Ukrainian FPV drones swiftly intercepted the enemy armored vehicles. Thanks to the skill and accuracy of the drone operators, both the enemy vehicles and personnel were destroyed. In the Vremivka direction, Russian forces have intensified their offensive, conducting over 40 assaults daily near settlements such as Novodarivka, Kostiantynopolske, Rozliv, Rozdolne, Storozheve, and Velika Novosilka. They have breached Ukrainian defense lines, capturing Makarivka and posing an encirclement threat to Ukrainian troops. Despite these advances, Ukrainian forces are actively defending and counterattacking, inflicting significant losses on the enemy, including the destruction of tanks and armored vehicles. Ukrainian soldiers set up a New Year's tree in Sudzha, Kursk region. The photo was shared by the 22nd Separate Mechanized Brigade. Russian ballistic missile hit a residential building in Kryvyi Rih. According to local authorities, at least 5 people are injured and rescue works are ongoing. Christmas Eve in Ukraine. The total number of injured in the attack on Kryvyi Rih has increased to 7. 3 elderly people were hospitalized. 4 people were rescued from the rubble, local authorities reported. Search and rescue works continue. More than 1% of Azovka dolphins, Focoena relicta, living off the coast of Russia's Krasnodar region, have died in the Black Sea. Volunteers have found 19 dead Azovka dolphins, the cause of death of which could be a fuel oil spill in the Kerch Strait, the Delpha Rescue Center reported. A total of just over 1,500 Azovka dolphins live in the Black Sea near the coast of Krasnodar region. The Black Sea Azovka is included in Red Data Book of the Russian Federation as critically endangered. It is one of 3 dolphin species in the Black Sea that belong to genetically unique subspecies. They cannot be found in other water areas. In video appeals to Putin and Mishustin, residents of Russia's Krasnodar region have listed what is not being done to eliminate the consequences of the ecological disaster. The authorities have not assembled a significant group of rescuers, have not provided volunteers with protection, have not involved oil product experts and veterinarians, and have not appealed to the international community for help. And judging by the videos posted in local Telegram channels, Russian authorities cannot even cope with the removal of bags of contaminated soil collected by volunteers.
An appeal to the President and Prime Minister of the Russian Federation. As you know, disaster has struck our home. Vast areas of the beautiful sandy beaches of the Anapa and Temriuk districts are covered with fuel oil from tankers broken apart in the sea. The local authorities do not have the professional resources and technical means to neutralize the consequences of such a large-scale disaster, and are forced to compensate for the lack by involving volunteers with lamps. We believe that in such an extensive disaster area, not even any hypothetical 50,000 people with shovels can solve the issue and save the situation. The overwhelming majority of people are working without necessary protective equipment, and many, due to ignorance, use on anti-dust respirators, which cause even more harm to health, make breathing difficult, but do not protect people from toxic poisonous fumes. People without proper equipment should not be around open toxic poisons, not for a long time, not at all. Vladimir Vladimirovich, we are residents of Anapa, residents of Krasnodar Krai, residents of our entire country. We ask you for help.
The Russian Digital Development Ministry and Moscow's communications regulator, Roskomnadzor, are discussing the possibility of introducing restrictions on calls made via messenger apps. Russian state media Kommersant reported on December 24, citing its undisclosed sources. The news comes as Russia continues to block foreign social networks and messenger apps, referring to companies' alleged violations of Russian law. The possible blocking of calls is being justified by authorities as a crackdown on anti-fraud calls. According to the Russian telecommunications operator Megafon, the share of fraudulent calls in messenger apps is nearly 40%. About 70% of fraudulent calls come from abroad, the Center for Countering Cyber Fraud of the Russian company Inform Zashita, Inform Protection, claimed. Italy orders up to 24 Eurofighter Typhoon jets. This major milestone follows last week's Spanish order for 25 aircraft, reinforcing Eurofighters' role in modernizing European air defense. CEO Giancarlo Mezzanato said 2 core nations placing new orders in 1 week shows the trust and commitment in Eurofighter Typhoon's capabilities. Christmas carolers in Kyiv subway during an air raid alert. The subway also functions as a shelter.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.